Welcome back. In this session, we will discuss UFD, PID and Euclidean domain. The ring of integers Z is an example of an integral domain in which there is unique factorization into primes. We now discuss analogous ideas in an arbitrary integral domain. We give some basic definitions and then define unique factorization domain. A unique factorization domain, called UFD for short, is an integral domain in which every non-zero non-unit element has a unique factorization, that is, an essentially unique decomposition as the product of prime elements or irreducible elements. This definition arises as an application of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which is true in the ring of integers Z, to more abstract rings. Other examples of unique factorization domains are the polynomial ring f of x, where f is a field, and the ring of Gaussian integers Zi. We will show that if D is a UFD, then D of x is a UFD. A principal ideal domain PID is an integral domain in which every ideal is principal. We will see that every principal ideal domain is a unique factorization domain, but the converse is not true. Since every polynomial ring f of x1, x2, etc. xn is a unique factorization domain, but it is not a principal ideal domain if n greater than 1. Euclidean rings or Euclidean domains are algebraic structures generalizing the set of integers. Like the integers, they have a division algorithm and unique factorization. Uniqueness of factorization in f of x. Theorem 1. Let p of x be an irreducible polynomial in f of x. If p of x divides r of x into s of x for r of x, s of x element of f of x, then either p of x divides r of x or p of x divides s of x. The following result is an immediate consequence of the theorem using mathematical induction. Corollary: if p of x is irreducible in f of x and p of x divides the product r1x into etc. into rnx for rix element of f of x, then p of x divides rix for at least one I. Theorem 2. If f is a field, then every non-constant polynomial f of x element of f of x can be factored in f of x into a product of irreducible polynomials, the irreducible polynomials being unique except for order and for unit, that is non-zero constant factors in f. Proof. Let f of x element of f of x be a non-constant polynomial. If f of x is not irreducible, then f of x equal to g of x into h of x, with the degree of g of x and the degree of h of x both less than the degree of f of x. If g of x and h of x are both irreducible, we stop here. If not, at least one of them factors into polynomials of lower degree. Continuing this process, an induction argument really, we arrive at a factorization f of x is equal to p1x into p2x etc. into prx, where pix is irreducible for I equal to 1 to etc. r. It remains to show uniqueness. Suppose that f of x equal to p1x into p2x etc. into prx is equal to q1x into q2x etc. into qsx. Put it as equation 1. Are two factorizations of f of x into irreducible polynomials. Then by the corollary to the theorem 1, p1x divides some qjx. Let us assume p1x divides q1x. Necessary rearrangement may be made if needed. Since q1x is irreducible, q1x is equal to u1 into p1x, where u1 not equal to 0, but u1 is in f and thus is a unit. Then substituting u1 p1x for q1x and cancelling, equation 1 becomes p2x into etc. into prx is equal to u1 into q2x into etc. qsx. By a similar argument, say q2x is equal to u2 into p2x, we have p3x into etc. into prx is equal to u1 u2 into q3x etc. qsx. Continuing in this manner, we eventually arrive at 1 is equal to u1 u2 etc. into ur qr plus 1 x etc. qsx. This is only possible if s equal to r, so that this equation is actually 1 equal to u1 u2 etc. into ur. Thus, the irreducible factors Pix and Qjx were the same except possibly for order and unit factors. Example 1. The factorization of x raised to 4 plus 3x cube plus 2x plus 4 in Z5x is x minus 1 the whole cube into x plus 1. These irreducible factors in Z5x are only defined up to units in Z5x, that is non-zero constants in Z5. For example, x minus 1 the whole cube into x plus 1 is equal to x minus 1 the whole square into 2x minus 2 into 3x plus 3 is a unique factorization based on theorem 2, as 2 and 3 are in Z5 and hence are unit in Z5x. UFD. Definition. Let D be an integral domain and A be element of D. If there exists C element of D such that B equal to AC, then A divides B, or A is a factor of B and is denoted by A divides B. An element U element of D is a unit of D if U divides 1. In that case, we say that U has a multiplicative inverse in D. The elements A, B element of D are associates in D if A equal to BU, where U is a unit in D. Example 2. The only units of the integral domain Z are 1 and minus 1. Thus, the only associates of 4 in Z are 4 and minus 4. Any non-zero element in a field F is a unit in F. Definition. A non-zero element P that is not a unit of an integral domain D is an irreducible of D if in any factorization P is equal to AB in D, either A or B is a unit. Remark. An associate of an irreducible P is again an irreducible, for if P equal to UC for a unit U, then any factorization of C provides a factorization of P. Definition. UFD. An integral domain D is a unique factorization domain, abbreviated UFD, if the following conditions are satisfied. 1. Every non-zero element of D that is not a unit can be factored into a product of a finite number of irreducibles. 2. If P1, P2, etc. Pr and Q1, Q2, etc. Qs are two factorizations of the same element of D into irreducibles, then R equal to S and the Qi can be renumbered so that Pi and Qi are associates. Remark. Another way to formulate part 2 of the definition of UFD is the following. The factorization into irreducibles is unique up to associates and the order in which the factors appear. Example 3. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic tells us that the ring Z of integers is a unique factorization domain. In view of theorem 2, for a field F, the integral domain f of x is a UFD. Now our aim is to prove that if D is a UFD, then D of x is a UFD. For this purpose, we define some concepts and describe some results without giving their proofs. Definition. Let D be a UFD. A non-constant polynomial f of x is equal to a0 plus a1x plus etc. plus an x raised to n in dx is primitive if the only common divisors of all the ai are units of D. Example 4. In Zx, the polynomial 3x square plus 2x plus 4 is primitive, but 3x square plus 6x plus 9 is not, since 3, a non-unit in Z, is a common divisor of 3, 6 and 9. Lemma 1. If D is a UFD, then for every non-constant f of x element of D of x, we have f of x is equal to c into g of x, where c element of D, gx element of D of x and gx is primitive. The element c is unique up to a unit factor in D and is the content of f of x. Also, g of x is unique up to a unit factor in D. Lemma 2, Gauss lemma. If D is a UFD, then a finite product of primitive polynomials in D of x is again primitive. Lemma 3. Let D be a UFD and let F be a field of quotients of D. Let f of x element of D of x where degree of f of x greater than 0. If f of x is an irreducible in D of x, then f of x is also an irreducible in f of x. Also, if f of x is primitive in D of x and irreducible in f of x, then f of x is irreducible in D of x. Lemma 4. If D is a UFD and f is a field of quotients of D, then a non-constant f of x element of D of x factors into a product of two polynomials of lower degrees r and s in f of x if and only if it has a factorization into polynomials of the same degrees r and s in D of x. Now we have all the material to prove the theorem. Theorem 3. If D is a UFD, then D of x is a UFD. Proof. Let f of x element of D of x, where f of x is neither 0 nor a unit. If f of x is of degree 0, then f of x element of D and the result is true, since D is a UFD. Suppose that degree of f of x is strictly greater than 0, and let us view f of x as an element in f of x, where f is a field of quotients of D. Then we can write f of x is equal to p1x into etc. prx in f of x, where pix is irreducible in f of x. Since f is a field of quotients of D, each coefficient in each pix is of the form a by b for some a b element of D. Clearing all denominators in the usual fashion, we obtain D into f of x is equal to q1x into etc. into qrx for D, qix element of D of x. Since each pix is irreducible in f of x, we see that qix, which is pix multiplied by a unit in f, is also irreducible in f of x. By lemma 1, f of x is equal to c into g of x and qix is equal to ci into qi dash x in D of x for g of x and qi dash x primitive. Then dc into g of x is equal to c1 into etc. into cr into q1 dash x into etc. qr dash x. Being the product of primitives, q1 dash x into etc. qr dash x is also primitive. By the uniqueness part of lemma 1, we obtain c1 into etc. cr is equal to dcu for some unit u in D. Then dc into g of x is equal to dcu into q1 dash x etc. into qr dash x, or f of x is equal to c into g of x is equal to cu into q1 dash x etc. qr dash x. Now cu can be factored into irreducibles in D. Also q1 dash x etc. qr dash x are irreducibles in D of x, since they are primitive and irreducible in f of x by construction. Thus we have shown that we can factor f of x into a product of irreducibles in D of x. The factorization of f of x element of D of x, where f of x has degree 0, is unique since D is a UFD. If f of x has degree greater than 0, we can view any factorization of f of x into irreducibles in D of x as a factorization in f of x into units, that is the factors in D, and irreducible polynomials in f of x by lemma 3. By theorem 2, these polynomials are unique except for possible constant factors in f. But as an irreducible in D of x, each polynomial of degree strictly greater than 0 appearing in the factorization of f of x in D of x is primitive. By the uniqueness part of lemma 1, this shows that these polynomials are unique in D of x up to unit factors. The product of the irreducibles in D in the factorization of f of x is the content of f of x, which is again unique up to a unit factor by lemma 1. Thus all irreducibles in D of x appearing in the factorization are unique up to order and associates. This completes the proof. Corollary 1. If D is a UFD and x1, x2, etc. xn are indeterminates, then D of x1, x2, etc. xn is a UFD. Proof. By theorem 3, D is a UFD implies then D of x1 is a UFD. By mathematical induction, this implies D of x1, x2, etc. xn is a UFD. Corollary 2. If f is a field and x1, x2, etc. xn are indeterminates, then f of x1, x2, etc. xn is a UFD. Proof. By theorem 2, f of x1 is a UFD. By theorem 3, f of x1 of x2 is equal to f of x1 x2 is a UFD. By mathematical induction, this implies f of x1, x2, etc. xn is a UFD. Example 5. In view of theorem 3, since z is a UFD, z of x is also a UFD. PID. Definition. If R is a commutative ring with unity and A element of R, the ideal Ra, R element of R, of all multiples of A is the principal ideal generated by A and is denoted by ideal generated by A. An ideal n of R is a principal ideal if n is equal to the ideal generated by A for some A element of R. Example 6. The ideal generated by x in f of x consists of all polynomials in f of x having 0 constant term. Theorem 4. If f is a field, every ideal in the polynomial ring f of x where f is a field is principal. Proof. We recall that fx has one important property in the common with z, namely a division algorithm. This is the key to showing that every ideal in f of x is principal. Let I subset f of x be an ideal. If I is equal to set 0, then I is the ideal generated by 0 and I is principal. If I not equal to 0, let f of x be a polynomial of minimal degree m in I. Then the ideal generated by f of x is contained in I, since every polynomial multiple of f of x is in the ideal I. We will show that I is equal to the ideal generated by f of x. To see this, suppose g of x element of I. Then by the division algorithm, g of x is equal to f of x into q of x plus r of x, where q of x and r of x belong to f of x and r of x equal to 0 or degree of r of x less than m. Now, r of x is equal to g of x minus f of x into q of x, and so r of x element of I. It follows that r of x equal to 0, otherwise r of x is a polynomial in I of degree strictly less than m, contrary to the choice of f of x. Thus, g of x is equal to f of x into q of x, and so g of x is an element of the ideal generated by f of x. We conclude that I is equal to the ideal generated by f of x, and hence I is a principal ideal. This completes the proof. Definition: PID. An integral domain D is a principal ideal domain, abbreviated PID, if every ideal in D is a principal ideal. Theorem 5. Z is a PID. Proof. We first note that showing that Z is a PID means showing that if I is an ideal of Z, then there is some integer n for which I consists of all the integer multiples of n. Suppose that I subset Z is an ideal. If I is equal to singleton 0, then I is the ideal generated by 0, the principal ideal generated by 0, hence I is principal. If I not equal to set 0, then I contains both positive and negative elements. Let m be the least positive element of I. We will show that I is equal to the ideal generated by m. Clearly, the ideal generated by m contained in I, as I must contain all integer multiples of m. On the other hand, suppose A element of I, then we can write A is equal to mq plus r, where q element of z and 0 less than or equal to r less than m. Then r is equal to A minus mq. Since A element of I and minus mq element of I, this means r element of I. It follows that r is equal to 0, for otherwise we have a contradiction to the choice of m. Thus, A is equal to qm and A element of the ideal generated by m. We conclude I is equal to the ideal generated by m, and I is a principal ideal. Since every ideal in Z is a principal ideal, Z is a PID. This completes the proof. Example 7. In view of theorem 4, the definition of PID implies that f of x is a principal ideal domain. We now state and prove the ascending chain condition for ideals. Theorem 6. Ascending chain condition for a PID. In a PID, any strictly increasing chain of ideals, I1 contained in I2 contained in etc., must be finite in length. Proof. Let I1 contained in I2 contained in etc. be a chain of strictly increasing ideals in an integral domain D, and let I be the union of all the ideals in this chain. Then it can be easily seen that I is an ideal of D. Then since D is a PID, there is an element A in D such that I is equal to the ideal generated by A. Because A element of I and I is equal to union over K I K, A belongs to some member of the chain, say A element of In. Clearly, then for any member II of the chain, we have II contained in I is equal to the ideal generated by A contained in In, so that In must be the last member of the chain. This completes the proof. Theorem 7. Every PID is a UFD. Proof. Let D be a PID and let A0 be any non-zero non-unit in D. We will show that A0 is a product of irreducibles. The product might consist of only one factor. We begin by showing that A0 has at least one irreducible factor. If A0 is irreducible, we are done. Thus, we may assume that A0 is equal to B1 A1, where neither B1 nor A1 is a unit and A1 is non-zero. If A1 is not irreducible, then we can write A1 is equal to B2 A2, where neither B2 nor A2 is a unit and A2 is non-zero. Continuing in this fashion, we obtain a sequence B1, B2, etc. of elements that are not units in D and a sequence A0, A1, A2, etc. of non-zero elements of D with An is equal to Bn plus 1, An plus 1 for each n. Hence, the ideal generated by A0 contained in the ideal generated by A1 contained in etc. is a strictly increasing chain of ideals, which by theorem 6 must be finite. Say, the ideal generated by A0 contained in the ideal generated by A1 contained in etc. contained in the ideal generated by AR. In particular, AR is an irreducible factor of A0. This argument shows that every non-zero non-unit in D has at least one irreducible factor. Now, write A0 is equal to P1 C1, where P1 is irreducible and C1 is not a unit. If C1 is not irreducible, then we can write C1 is equal to P2 C2, where P2 is irreducible and C2 is not a unit. Continuing in this fashion, we obtain as before a strictly increasing sequence, the ideal generated by A0 contained in the ideal generated by C1 contained in the ideal generated by C2, etc., which by theorem 6 must be finite. Say, the ideal generated by A0 contained in the ideal generated by C1 contained in the ideal generated by C2 contained in etc. contained in the ideal generated by CS. Then CS is irreducible and A0 is equal to P1, P2, etc. into PS into CS, where each Pi is also irreducible. Hence, every non-zero non-unit of a PID is a product of irreducibles. It remains to show that the factorization is unique up to associates and the order in which the factors appear. To do this, suppose that some element A of D can be written A is equal to P1, P2, etc. into PR is equal to Q1, Q2, etc. into Qs, where the P's and Q's are irreducible and repetition is permitted. We apply mathematical induction on R. If R is equal to 1, then A is irreducible and clearly S equal to 1 and P1 equal to Q1. So, we may assume that any element that can be expressed as a product of fewer than R irreducible factors can be done so in only one way up to order and associates. Since P1 divides Q1, Q2, etc. Qs, it must divide some Qi, say P1 divides Q1. Then Q1 equal to U into P1, where U is a unit of D. Since U into P1, P2, etc. into PR is equal to U into Q1, Q2, etc. Qs is equal to Q1 into U Q2, etc. in Qs and U P1 equal to Q1, we have by cancellation P2 into etc. PR is equal to U Q2 into etc. Qs. The induction hypothesis now tells us that these two factorizations are identical up to associates and the order in which the factors appear. Hence, the same is true about the two factorizations of A. This completes the proof. The results in the following two corollaries immediately follow from the theorem. Corollary 1. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The integral domain Z is a UFD. Proof. By theorem 5, Z is a PID. Thus, by theorem 7, Z is a UFD. Corollary 2. Let F be a field, then f of x is a UFD. Proof. Let F be a field. Using the theorem, f of x is a UFD since it is a PID. Remark. The converse of theorem 7 is not true. A UFD need not be a PID. For example, Z of x is a UFD that is not a PID. Euclidean domains. Definition. An integral domain D is called a Euclidean domain if there is a function v from the non-zero elements of D to the non-negative integers such that 1. V of a less than or equal to V of a b for all non-zero a b in D, and 2. If a b element of D be not equal to 0, then there exist elements q and r in D such that a equal to bq plus r, where either r equal to 0 or V of r less than V of b. The function v is a Euclidean valuation. Example 7. The integral domain Z is a Euclidean domain for the function v defined by V of n is equal to mod n for n not equal to 0 in Z is a Euclidean valuation on Z. Condition 1 follows from mod nm is equal to mod n into mod m and mod n greater than or equal to 1 for n not equal to 0 in Z. Condition 2 holds by the division algorithm for Z. Example 8. If f is a field, then f of x is a Euclidean domain for the function v defined by V of f of x is equal to degree of f of x for f of x element of f of x and f of x not equal to 0 is a Euclidean valuation. Condition 1 holds since the degree of the product of two polynomials is the sum of their degrees. Condition 2 holds by the division algorithm for f of x. Theorem 8. Every Euclidean domain is a PID. Proof. Let D be a Euclidean domain with a Euclidean valuation V and let n be an ideal in D. We have to show that n is a principal ideal. Case 1. If n is equal to singleton 0, then n is the ideal generated by 0 and n is principal. Case 2. If n not equal to the singleton 0, then there exists b not equal to 0 in n. Let us choose b such that V of b is minimal among all V of n for n element of n. We claim that n is equal to the ideal generated by b. Let a element of n, then by condition 2 for a Euclidean domain, there exist q and r in D such that a is equal to bq plus r, where either r equal to 0 or V of r less than V of b. Now r is equal to a minus bq and a b element of n, so that r element of n, since n is an ideal. Thus, V of r less than V of b is impossible by our choice of b. Hence, r equal to 0, so a equal to bq. Since the choice of a from n was arbitrary, we see that n is equal to the ideal generated by b. Corollary. Every Euclidean domain is a UFD. Proof. By theorem 8, a Euclidean domain is a PID, and by theorem 7, a PID is a UFD. Remark. The converse of theorem is not true. Not every PID is a Euclidean domain. Let us summarize this session. In this session, we have discussed three important integral domains, and they are UFD, PID and Euclidean domain. We have also seen that UFD, PID and Euclidean domains appear in the following chain of class inclusions. Commutative rings contains integral domains, contains UFDs, contains PIDs, contains Euclidean domains, contains fields. Now try to answer the following assignments. 1. In an integral domain, show that the product of an irreducible and a unit is an irreducible. 2. Show that Zi is a UFD. 3. Show that 1 minus I is an irreducible in Z of I. 4. Let D be a UFD. Show that a non-constant divisor of a primitive polynomial in D of x is again a primitive polynomial. Books for your reference. 1. Ian Herstein, Topics in Algebra, Wiley Eastern Limited, New Delhi, 1975. 2. Nathan Jacobson, Basic Algebra Volume 1, Hindustan Publishing Corporation, India, Delhi. 3. John B. Fraley, A First Course in Abstract Algebra, 5th edition, Addison Wesley, California. 4. Vijay K. Khanna, S.K. Phambri, A Course in Abstract Algebra, Vikas Publishing House, New Delhi. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.